Welcome to my channel. Subscribe, listen, and enjoy my stories every day. The clinking of glasses and the buzz of laughter from the reception hall seemed distant as I made my way down the quieter, dimly lit corridor of the Grand Hotel. I was looking for a moment of solace, a brief escape from the crowd celebrating my brother Jason's wedding. That's when I noticed the slightly ajar door to the men's room and heard sounds that halted me in my tracks. Curiosity tinged with a gut feeling I couldn't shake pushed me closer. I nudged the door open with the tip of my shoe and peered inside. The sight before me was like a physical blow, knocking the breath from my lungs. There, beneath the harsh, unforgiving light of the men's room, was my wife, Clara. Her back was to me, her posture unmistakable, and beside her, unmistakably, was Jason. My vision tunneled, heart thundering in my ears, as I watched the unthinkable unfold mere feet from me. I felt the walls close in, my hand gripping the door frame for support. Anger surged hot and fierce through my veins, mingling with a sharp, jagged sense of betrayal. I stepped back, letting the door swing shut, a muffled thud marking the seal of this secret. Outside, the air felt cooler, almost icy against my flushed skin. My mind raced, weaving through shock, anger, and an emerging, cold clarity. A plan began to form: revenge, precise and cutting. I couldn't confront them, not here, not in the midst of Jason's wedding celebration. No, it needed to be something more fitting. I mingled back into the party, my eyes scanning the room until they landed on an old friend from college, Tom, who now worked as a private investigator. Casual chat about life and work quickly turned serious as I steered him into a quiet corner. "Tom, I need a favor," I whispered, the weight of my request evident in my tone. "What's going on?" Man, concern flickered across his face. "It's delicate. I need you to follow someone for me. Gather some information without drawing any attention." Tom studied me for a moment, his eyes narrowing. "This sounds serious. Are you sure about this?" "I've never been more certain," I assured him, my voice low and steady. The decision was made and there was no turning back now. As the party continued, I watched Clara and Jason, a mask of calm plastered over my boiling rage. They laughed and danced, oblivious to the storm brewing just beneath the surface. Every smile, every touch between them was a confirmation of their betrayal and a spark to the fuel of my planned revenge. As the night drew on, the pieces of my plan clicked into place. This was just the beginning. They thought this night marked a celebration, but it was actually the start of their unraveling. As I raised a toast to the happy couple, my smile hid a grim satisfaction. They would pay, and I would make sure of it. The morning after the wedding dawns gray and overcast, mirroring the turmoil inside me as I drive to meet Tom at a nondescript coffee shop on the outskirts of the city. The usual bustle of the morning rush seems muted, as if the world senses the gravity of my next steps. As I push open the door, the bell chimes sharply above me, cutting through the murmur of early customers. Tom is already there, seated in the back with 2 coffees in front of him, his eyes scanning the room until they settle on me. "You look like hell," he comments as I slide into the booth opposite him. I feel worse, I admit, taking the coffee he offers. "Thanks for meeting me on such short notice." "Of course," Tom replies, his tone serious. "You said you needed information. What's the target?" I hesitate, the words catching in my throat. "It's Clara, my wife." Tom's eyebrows shoot up, surprise etching his features before he masks it with professional detachment. "Okay, what are we looking at here? Surveillance? Background check?" "Both. I want to know her movements, who she meets with, everything. And I need dirt, Tom, anything that can help me." Tom nods, pulling out a notepad. "I'll need a list of places she frequents, work schedule, friends, the usual. The more you give me, the better." I spend the next hour filling in the blanks, providing details about Clara's routine, her friends, and her recent unexplained absences. As we talk, another figure approaches our table, a woman with sharp features and an alert gaze. "Mike, this is Liz," Tom introduces. "She's the best in electronic surveillance. If Clara is hiding anything on her phone or computer, Liz will find it." "Pleased to meet you," Liz says, her handshake firm. "Tom briefed me on the way here. You want a deep dive, so we'll need access to her devices." Any idea when we can get that? Tonight, I say. She's going to a conference dinner. I'll have a few hours. The conversation shifts to logistics, mapping out every step of the plan. Liz and Tom's professionalism is a cold comfort, but it steadies me. This isn't just about revenge anymore, it's about uncovering the truth. Later that evening, I find myself alone in our apartment, Clara's laptop and phone in front of me. My hands tremble slightly as I install the spyware Liz provided. It feels like betrayal, yet the memory of that night, of Clara with Jason, hardens my resolve. I leave the devices exactly as I found them, just as my own phone buzzes a text from Liz confirming everything is set. We're live. Let's see what secrets we uncover, her message reads. I don't have to wait long. Alerts start popping up on my phone: messages, emails, GPS locations. Each one is a piece of the puzzle, a lead to follow, a secret unveiled. But it's one particular message that catches my eye, a confirmation for a weekend getaway booked under a name I don't recognize. The dates line up perfectly with a business trip Clara mentioned next week. Armed with this new information, I call Tom. We need to talk. It's bigger than we thought. As I hang up, the weight of the upcoming confrontation settles heavily on my shoulders. This is no longer just about catching Clara in the act. It's about unraveling a web of lies that might just ensnare everyone involved, including my brother. The steel-gray clouds that had been threatening rain all day finally burst as I pull into the parking lot of the hotel where Clara's supposed business conference is taking place. The downpour mirrors the storm inside me, each drop a punctuation to the chaos brewing as I prepare to confront her. Inside the lobby, I spot her immediately, laughing with a man I recognize from the surveillance photos Liz had sent over. He's nothing like me: charming, suave, the type of man you'd expect in glossy magazine ads, not sneaking around with someone else's wife. My heart races as I approach them, my footsteps muted on the plush carpet. Clara's smile fades when she sees me, a flicker of guilt, or is it fear, crossing her face. "Mike, what are you doing here?" she stammers, her voice barely audible over the hum of conversations and clinking glasses. "I could ask you the same," I reply, my gaze shifting to the man beside her. "Except I already know." The man looks between us, confusion giving way to realization. "I think I'll leave you two to talk," he mutters, backing away. "No, stay," I snap, more sharply than I intend. "You're part of this too." Clara reaches out, touching my arm. "Mike, let's go somewhere private to discuss this." Ignoring her plea, I dive straight in. "Who is he, Clara? Or should I wait to hear it from Tom's report?" Her face pales, the noise around us fading into a blur. "It's not what you think, Mike." "That's exactly what everyone says when they get caught," I retort, anger flaring. "I saw you at the wedding, Clara. With Jason. And now this? How long has it been going on?" She opens her mouth to respond, but no words come out. The silence is damning. "Let's go home, Mike. Please. We can talk about everything there," she pleads, her eyes darting around, conscious of the staring onlookers. Reluctantly, I nod, and we make our way to the car under the relentless pour of rain. The drive home is tense, with each of us lost in our thoughts. I replay every moment, every lie, and the countless excuses she had made in the past. Once home, Clara starts to speak, her voice shaky. "It started a few months ago. I was lonely, you were always working or out with friends." "So, you turned to my brother?" "And him," I interrupt, unable to contain the bitterness. "It was a mistake," she whispers, tears starting to form. "I never meant for it to go this far. I wanted to end it, but I didn't know how." I shake my head, struggling to process her words, to reconcile them with the woman I thought I knew. "And the weekend getaway, was that going to be your grand finale?" Clara sobs now, her body shaking. "It was supposed to be a goodbye. I realized it was wrong, all of it. I wanted to come clean, to start over with you." The room feels colder, as if her words have leached the warmth out of it. "I need time, Clara. Time to think about all of this." She nods, wiping her eyes. "I'll stay at my sister's tonight. Please, just think about us, about everything we've been through. I love you, Mike." As she leaves, the silence settles heavily around me. I'm left alone, with the echo of her words and the weight of her betrayal. The truth is out, but it brings no relief, only more questions. What do I do now? Can trust ever be rebuilt? I pull out my phone and dial Tom. Keep the surveillance up, I say when he answers. There's more to this, I know it. As dawn breaks, I find myself standing outside Tom's office, the first hints of sunlight painting the sky in streaks of orange and pink. I had spent a restless night flipping through Clara's texts and emails, trying to piece together the fragments of truth hidden in months of deception. Each message was a puzzle piece, and today I was determined to see the whole picture. Tom greets me at the door, his face somber. "Mike, you better come in. We've got a lot to cover." Inside, the air is thick with tension. Liz is already there, multiple screens displaying timelines, maps, and communications from Clara's devices. "We intercepted something big last night," she says without preamble, motioning me to sit. They show me a video, a timestamp from last night's surveillance. It's Clara and Jason, talking in hushed tones in a dimly lit parking lot. Their words are muffled by the rain, but Liz enhances the audio, allowing their secrets to spill out into the room. "It's over," Jason Clara says, her voice strained. "We can't keep doing this to him." Jason looks frustrated, running his hands through his wet hair. "You think I don't know that? But it's not just about us anymore." I lean forward, my heart pounding. What does he mean by that? What are they talking about? Tom exchanges a glance with Liz before turning back to me. "We did some digging into Jason's finances. He's been in deep with some shady characters, gambling debts mostly, and it looks like he's been using Clara to cover for him." The revelation hits me like a wave, cold and shocking. Using her? How? "He's been manipulating her, playing on her guilt," Tom continues. "From what we gather, Clara found out about his debts a few months ago. Jason convinced her that the only way to keep you safe from his creditors was to help him out financially." I slump back in my chair, the pieces finally falling into place. The weekend getaways, the secret meetings, they weren't affairs, they were transactions. Desperate attempts by Clara to protect me from a threat I never knew existed. "But why wouldn't she just tell me?" I murmur, more to myself than anyone else. "Because Jason convinced her that involving you would put you in direct danger," Liz adds, her tone softening. "She was trying to shield you from all this mess." I'm silent for a long moment, the weight of everything crashing down around me. Then, a plan begins to form, clear and sharp like the breaking dawn. I need to fix this, not just with Clara but with everything. The rest of the morning is a blur of activity. We contact the police, providing them with all the evidence of Jason's dealings and his threats against Clara. They move quickly, and by midday Jason is in custody, his web of lies exposed and unable to cause any more damage. In the afternoon, I drive to Clara's sister's house, my mind a storm of emotions. I find her in the backyard, her eyes red-rimmed and fearful as she sees me approach. "Mike," she starts, but I hold up a hand. "I know, Clara. About everything I say, why you did it, what you were trying to protect me from." Tears spill over her cheeks, and she steps forward, reaching for my hands. "I'm so sorry. I should have told you. I was just so scared of losing you." I pull her into my arms, the familiar scent of her hair, the feel of her against me, reigniting the love I thought I had lost. "We'll get through this together. We have a lot to fix, but I know we can do it now that we're both in the light." As we stand there, holding each other amidst the chaos of our unraveled lives, I realize that despite the lies and secrets, the foundation of our love remains, cracked perhaps, but not beyond repair.